Well, good evening, lovely people. It is Tuesday, my favorite day of the week, because this is where I get to do lots of learning and, sort of catch up with all sorts of people like all of you here today. So this is Business Owners Smashing It Online. It is our weekly webinar. Good to see Irene here, who was here last week sharing all of her knowledge on Reels. And I know that there have been people out there who have been giving it a go as well too, which has been absolutely awesome. I love it when people take action on things and really just give it a go. So as I said, my name is Nick Cree. I am your host, and tonight I'm also your speaker tonight as well too. So I've got what I think is a pretty exciting topic, and that's how to make how to generate an additional $100 online per day. So imagine if you did that in your business. How would that impact your business or your life? Just another $100 a day. It's not much money, is it? It's only $36,500 a year, so it's only a little bit. All right, well, before we jump into all that, let's find out who we've got in the room. Always like to know who we've got here. So love you to introduce yourself. You don't have to, this is totally optional, but introduce yourself, your name, your business, and what are you hoping to get out of tonight? That's for me, so I know what to talk about tonight. So who's going to kick us off? Name, business, what do you want to get out of tonight?
Me.
Me, excellent. How are you, Diane?
I'm great, thank you, Nick.
Excellent.
Everyone, my name is Diane McKendrick, and I am from Those Two Sisters. And what I'm hoping to get out of tonight is some more wisdom from the genius himself, Nick Cree. I've recently just launched, I do have online products, and I also have physical products, and I've just launched a protein powder, which is amazing and selling, but I just thought I'm going to come on here and learn from Nick. That extra $100 a day could, really be valuable, like you said, Nick, to reinvest back into the business. So I thought, I'm just going to take all your amazing tips and tricks and start to implement them and just sort of see what happens. So yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Excellent. Oh, great to have you here. And just thinking about your business, there's lots of opportunities in that business there to ramp up the income. So yeah, I'm excited to be talking about some of that today too.
Thank you.
All right. Who else have we got here? Who's brave enough to
Hi, Ron here.
There's Ron. How are you, Ron?
G'day. Yeah, and I'm here for all the things that Diane just said.
Excellent.
Looking forward to learning how to earn an extra $100 a day. And yeah, my name is Ron Beswick, and our focus is on inspiring you to discover that the best is yet to come.
Excellent. I always like that. I'm sort of looking forward to the best years ahead of me.
Looks like you're doing well with your F45 challenge.
Oh yeah, that's sort of I'm sort of feeling it really. So going to the gym, but yeah, it's a good challenge. So and it's mentally great for things like this and all aspects of life and business.
Yeah, excellent. Well done.
Excellent. All good to have you along here tonight, Ron. All right, who else have we got here? Pop up your hand or just butt in. How about Jacqueline? How are you?
Good, thanks, Nick. Yeah, I'm Jacqueline Price, International Consultant with ACN. I'm here to learn more about making extra money. It all helps, all the skills you need, helps your business as well.
Excellent. What would you do with another $100 a week?
Invest in my business with mentoring.
Excellent. Oh, so investing in yourself, which is probably the best investment you can make. Fantastic. Yes. Excellent. Oh, well, always good to have proactive people like you along here, Jacqueline.
Thank you.
All right, who else we got here? Name, business. What do you want to get out of tonight?
I'll go then if nobody wants to say anything.
Fantastic. Well, I thought if I stood here long enough saying something, and someone would come in.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So it's Irene Fista. I'm a clarity and visibility coach and also course creation mentor. And this month I'm focusing on Reels and launching my program, Easy Reels for More Sales. So we're starting next week. If you haven't seen the webinar with Nick Cree last week, please watch that webinar. I dropped lots of value and good, bombs. So don't miss this opportunity. if you want some more information, just let me know, and then I'll send you the link.
Actually,
Thanks, Nick.
Irene, while you're here, you can always drop the link into chat as well too. It was such a good webinar last week that people should watch it. So feel free to drop it in the chat if you've got it.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. All right, time for a couple more. Who's going to sort of tell me who they are, what they're doing, and why they're here? I'd like to hear from Annie, actually.
Nick, no pressure.
No, not at all.
No, it's nice to see some familiar faces here. For those of you who I don't know, which is hardly anybody now, I'm Annie. I'm a animal-human relationship enricher. I talk to animals who are living and find out what's happening in their world, particularly with health and behaviour issues. And I support bereaved animal parents because I can connect to the soul of their animal in spirit and find out what happened with them, particularly if the parents weren't home when they passed away, or if they don't know why their animal passed away. And that can really help them navigating through the grief process and moving towards peace of mind. I'm also the author of 2 books. And last year I started my podcast show, What Animals Tell Me. And it looks as though Irene might have a cat with her. I can see a tail wafting backwards and forwards.
Yeah, it could be one there too. Yep. Excellent. And I have to say, Annie, watching your journey in business has been absolutely inspiring. So you are sort of absolutely taken off and it's on fire. So well done. Great to see you.
I made the very brave move last week of handing in my resignation from my government job that I've held for 15 years. So my security blanket of permanent income. So now when my holidays finish on May the 23rd, I'm going to be standing on my own 2 feet, supported by the universe, and hoping to make a huge difference to animals all around the world, because I'll be able to dedicate myself full time to doing that work. So
absolutely
yes,
fabulous. That's great.
strapped into the roller coaster and ready to go.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's good you made the decision rather than sort of having it made for you. Like I was made redundant at one point. That was my decision. So it's good to actually make the choice yourself. So that's great. Look forward to keeping on watching your journey.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for your help.
Pleasure. All right. Well, let's kick into it for tonight. So again, for those that wonder what we're doing here, this is Business Owners Smashing Online. My name's Nick Cree and I'm your host for this evening. And this webinar really is for business owners and entrepreneurs and people thinking about getting into business to help them with their online transformation or their digital transformation, really come to grips with some of the online apps, tools, processes to do things easier, quicker, and make more money, and make the whole process enjoyable as well too. So we do have an agenda tonight. I've got some cool online tools to run through with you. So I'm looking forward to that. Some of them you may know tonight as well too, but really wanting to have a look at some of the things you may not know about them as well. And then as I say, I will be the guest presenter. So I'll be introducing myself tonight for looking at how to generate an additional $100 online, regardless of whether you're techie or not, or whether your business happens to be online or not too. So this is really applicable to everybody and every business type. I haven't come across a business yet where this does not work. So really looking forward to this. And I think we'll probably make it reasonably interactive as well, where we can grab questions on the way through and might workshop a couple of things as well too. So if you're okay with participating there, that would be great. Prize draw. Yeah, I reckon we'll have a prize draw at the end. What do you think? I think I've probably got something up my sleeve I can offer tonight. And I think it'd be pretty good as well too. So that'll be the end of the evening. So of course, in order to win that, we draw it at the end, and you have to be here in the room when I draw it. If you happen to disappear off early because you need to go and cook dinner or whatever, and we draw it, then we just go and draw it again. And then we'll close off, talk about the next event before we close off. But right now, I'd love you to check in on whatever is your platform of choice. So whether that be Facebook, whether it be Reels, I don't know, you can do it on Reels, whether it be TikTok or LinkedIn or Snapchat, whatever's your platform that you prefer to use. Love you to check in and tag me in. If you're here with someone, tag them in as well. If you know with someone here, tag them in. If you think someone else would benefit from this and, you know, should be here or could be here, why not tag them in too and let them know that this is happening on a regular basis every week. And who knows, someone might jump in partway through. Now, the reason why we do this is two reasons. Actually, just before I do, if you're not familiar where to check in, most of the platforms are reasonably similar, but on Facebook, which is what I've got on screen here, it's where you'd normally create a post. Just tap in that area. You'll get a menu come up from the bottom that says check in. And then another screen will come up and you'll see a list of places probably around close to you. If you can't see business owners smashing it online, then go up to the top and search for it and it'll come up. You can tap on it and then take a photo of yourself, the screen, you know, whatever's here with you, and put that in as well too. And then you can publish it on your social media platform. So reason why we do it is one, obviously it spreads the word of this event a little bit further so that, you know, people that haven't heard of us before can get curious about it. And those that have heard of us before and forgot to come along that were intending to, because there's a few people that are registered that aren't here. Maybe this is just the thing that pops up in their feed to remind them that, hey, this is where they had scheduled in for. The other reason why it's important too is any of you that know me know that I'm all over social media every day in every way, so multiple times a day, and it actually helps to lift your presence, your digital presence and your digital footprint on social media doing it. And you may think that that is not important, but it's incredibly important, because the more people see you, the more familiar they become, the more curious they become, and then you know, often they'll check you out, follow you, and sometimes they'll land on your website, your landing page, that sort of thing. So it is about being highly visible in the online world. So that's one of my secrets there to you know, really to sort of developing those online relationships with people. So it doesn't have to be always posting your stuff. It can be what you're doing and things that you're involved in, which is what this is as well too. All right, so what do we got next? Some cool online tools. Who enjoys this segment? I certainly do. All right, excellent. Let's see what we have for us here. I will find another screen. I reckon we'll go with this one. All right. Hopefully you can see my screen that says how teams of all sizes connect, create and collaborate. Can you see that? Just give us a thumbs up. Yep, perfect. All right, I'm in the right place then. Excellent. Well, look, this one here, as I said, there'll be some apps here tonight that I thought I would talk to you about that you probably already know about. So normally I'm doing new apps, but this one is an old one, but it's had a bit of a change and facelift. So this is Google Workspace. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with Google Workspace, it is Gmail for businesses. So instead of having a at Gmail address, it is your at your domain address. So it's your domain. No one knows that it's Google, but you get access to a whole lot of tools here that are really sort of quite cheap. And good for business as well. So the starting price for Google Workspace is around about $8 for a single user. So you pay for every user, but you can have multiple email accounts for each user. But not only is it an email system, I like it because for emails is that I get hundreds of emails a day, and it's got an easy way to click the box at the top for emails, and then you can hold the shift key down and select a box at the bottom and select every single email, and then I just go through and unselect the ones that I actually do want to read and keep, and then I can just bulk delete the rest. So it's a real time saver, that sort of thing there. And the search functionality in it is the same search functionality that is as Google search, so they use exactly the same one. But just be aware, you are entering the Google ecosystem for better or for worse when you're there. So they track absolutely everything. And you'll find ads appearing in, that's in Gmail. In Gmail, that you'll find ads appearing in your Gmail account that are targeted to you as well too. But you know, what's in Google Workspace? Well, there are some things like we got emails, obviously. Where is my list? There's emails. They're actually all down the bottom of this page here. In fact, Google has over 100 applications. So you may not know that, but they are everywhere. So, you know, you can even do things like book your flights through Google. They have an application to book flights. It'll find the cheapest flights and you can book your flights through it. And where you'll find that is if you go right to the very bottom, there is a link there. This is all Google products. And if you explore that, here we go. There you go. There's all of their products there. So when you've got Google Workspace, you've got access to pretty much all of these products here. So we're sort of looking at business. Look at that. Google Podcast Manager. Who's got a podcast? So are you on Google Podcasts? So if you're not, you should be, because you know, Google is a search engine, and so it helps in your potentially in your SEO and your search rankings. Google Workspace, which is obviously emails. You've got things like Google Drive, which is for storing files. So anyone who uses Dropbox or Microsoft, Google Drive is the equivalent to that. And you can set permissions and share files. You can allow people to access it or not access it, to download or make copies or not make copies. So it's got a good amount of protection. So you can decide, you know how much you want to lock it down. They have things like Tag Manager. So Google Tag Manager is a way of keeping all of your tags, like your Facebook pixels, Google Analytics code, your Google Search Console code, Hotjar code. So any scripts and tags you need to put in your website for tracking, even things like pop-ups on your website, like, you know, the little Facebook pop-up or, you know, chat pop-ups down the bottom right-hand side, you often said, you can actually put those into Google Tag Manager as well. So it's a great place to, you know, store all of those scripts all together. You can turn them on and off, and you've got a lot of control about how you have these display and what pages they display on as well. So rather than just putting them into the your website where you have you know, not quite as much control, like it might just display over all of your website, with Google Tag Manager, you get to choose maybe sort of specific pages that you want those tags to actually be present on or fire on. Google's also moved into the domain space as well. So you can buy your domains and renew your domains with Google. So there's a ton of stuff there. Oh, here we go. Here's one here. Waze Local. Anyone use Waze? So Waze is Google Maps. Well, it's not Google Maps. It is an application that Google bought from a team of developers over in Israel. It was better than Google Maps. So what did Google do? They went and bought it, and they've implemented some of that technology inside Google Maps as well. So a lot of those improvements come from Waze. But I still use Waze Maps. It's, if you haven't seen it, it's really good in the sense that people will share things like hazards on the road, speed cameras, accidents, you know, cars stopped, roadworks, all that sort of thing. So it's a social map, as opposed to, so, you know, people are interacting on it rather than it just being a one-way thing. Google Search Console, so you get connections to your Search Console, which allows you to find errors and mistakes in your site, look for opportunities to get more traffic and to improve your website. Google Merchant Center, for those that have got products and services. If you're using Google Ads, then Google Merchant Center, they're the ads that appear along the top of the page, like a carousel ad that appear on the top of the page when people are searching for things. So that's one way to get to the very top of Google in the search engines. And of course, they've got the Chrome browser, Google Voice, Google Meet, but a lot of these things, you've got Google Docs, which is like Microsoft Word, you've got spreadsheets. You can even make a website with Google. So Google's got Google Sites, that's all part of Workspace. So you can create a website. So many applications are in here, and it's well worth checking out, you know, what's actually in there, and the investment for Google Workspace. So as I say, it's you know, for $8, I think it's about $8.17 a month, I think, something like that. you get all of these features. So it's probably the cheapest place to get a wide range of applications. I'll just drop this other link in here as well. Now, these links that I've got, we're putting these into chat so that you don't have to worry about writing them down. You'll be able to download chat at the end of the evening, and you can click on the links and go and browse through and have a look at them. If you're not sure where chat is, if you have a look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you'll see a toolbar there, and on the toolbar is an icon. Well, there's a few icons, but one of the icons is a speech bubble. And if you click on that, that'll open up your chat. And at the bottom right-hand side of chat are 3 little dots. If you click on that, then that will give you the option to save it. So you can do that now, and you can save it now. And then, you know, if you do it a number of times, you can go back to it and just keep saving to the same document on your computer. All right, so that's Google Workspace. I've had that for years now, and yeah, it's really a good solution for business, and it's super secure as far as you know, anyone hacking into websites and mail. The most insecure, being a web developer, the most insecure form of email is having it emails on the same web server that your website sits on. If your website goes down, so do your emails, and vice versa, and generally that's where hacks and spam come in. All right, next step I've got for you is graphicdo.com, and this is an infographic maker. So who here uses visual models of some type or form to illustrate what they do? Yeah, so a few of us, excellent. So what visual models are? They are infographics which describe or show your process, your framework, your blueprint. You can see an infographic on the screen there, which looks like a racetrack. That's an example of a process. So this site here called Graphicdo has a whole lot of templates for your visual models. So, you can download them, you can edit them in Canva or Photoshop or whatever is your photo or graphics editor of choice. And generally you'll find, you know, whatever it's you're looking for. So there are thousands and thousands and thousands of these visual models here that you can come and download. Now, some of them are free. It is a freemium site, and some of them you need to pay for. I think they've got a pricing tier where you can join it. Super expensive, $50 a year. So about sort of $4 a month is what it is. So it's pretty good. So if you're using models on a fairly regular basis, this is a pretty good site to come to, and then getting the premium templates as well is pretty inexpensive. You'd be paying more than $50 a year for a graphic designer to come and do some of these for you. So yeah, it's a great place to go if you're looking for diagrams and visual models that that you need for explaining what you do, and or for your sales roadmaps. All right, next one I've got is, it is called artgrid.io, and this is stock footage for videos. So who here does webinars and videos and that type of thing? Hopefully everyone after last week, you're sort of doing videos on TikTok. Well, if you're needing some, you know, some footage there for some interesting things, maybe it's for the front or the back of it, or maybe you don't want to appear on your videos yourself and you're looking for footage that, you know, you can put captions on, then this place here, Artgrid, has got some pretty funky stuff, so videos, so very eclectic, and there's sort of all professional footage, and you can use it on your social media, your website, wherever you want to would like to use it. So but you do need something like what would you call it, Camtasia or ScreenFlow or some video editing software. Or actually you could use probably Canva, because Canva you can upload videos to now and make videos, or wave.video. Here you go, I'm giving you sort of a couple of extra apps now. Let me just, I think I shared this one a couple of weeks ago, but let me just pop it in here as well too. So wave.video, that is the Canva of video. Let's get rid of that. All right, here we go. So I'll just drop that into chat as well. There we go. So yeah, so this wave.video is, as I say, it's the Canva of videos. So what you can do on Canva, which is mostly about creating some pretty professional looking images just off the templates they've got. That's what Wave Video is for video. So you can certainly use some of the stock videos that we've got here, and you can download those, upload them to wave.video, and you can stitch videos together as well. So you can have, you know, you can put a front on, a back on, you can have your video in the middle, you can cut it up, splice it, and yeah, you can create some pretty good professional looking videos, either for your website or for social media. And of course, we all want those viral ones. So, you know, you can get your creativity into play to try and make those viral videos. All right, so that there is artgrid.io. All right, now I did show you this one last week, but it was pointed out to me that I had actually missed a whole lot of stuff on this. So this is archive.org. I use it to go and search for websites to see what is happening in the past with websites. But check this out. See down here, there is an archive of a ton of stuff. So books, audio books, videos, live music archive. Anyone got an old phone, like an old sort of phone that you can't update the software anymore? Software's here, so you can download the software to get that old phone working from back in 1995. You've got the California Digital Library, Spirituality and Religion, and in here there are this one here, one of my favorites, which I was shown this week, which is the Internet Archive for Books. So in here are a ton of books, in fact, 3 million books in here. And so you will find, apart from Dr. Seuss and philosophy, which is on the front page here, he's my favorite philosopher, there are lots of business books, personal development books that are all out of print. And if they're out of print, this is where you come to go and find them. So some of them you can download, and you can store them on your computer, upload them to your Kindle. Others, you can borrow them from here. So you can borrow them and read them and return them as well. So there are some real classics in here, some personal development classics. So, if there was ever a place that you wanted to go and spend a week procrastinating, doing something, not doing something you really should, this is the perfect place for it, because you can get lost in here for a long time. So there you go. So that is is archive.org, and they have got a ton of stuff. And my thanks actually would have to go to Jenny, who is on with us today, who happened to point out to the tech guy, who should know all these things, that I'd actually missed something really important and really critical. So thank you, Jenny. All right, the next one I've got is, it's not an app or a tool, but like last week, I profiled a book called Launch. Anyone download that book, Launch, or grab a copy of it? You did? Excellent. I'm reading it again. I'm halfway through it again, and I'm actually putting, reading it as I'm developing a program at the moment, just to help with that pre-launch process. So it's one of those books you read again and again and again. It's like a textbook that you can just really follow. Another one of those books is Ask. So Ryan Levesque is the author of the Ask method, and what the Ask method is it's an opt-in process where, rather than just giving people a download or a PDF document, it sends them through a survey. So you can start to qualify people based on what their interests are, why they're there, and what it is that they're really looking to discover. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Jeff Walker, who was the book I launched that I talked about last week, he's the testimonial for this guy, Ryan Levesque, for Ask. So there you go. So it must be good then. But yeah, this is another one of those books that I would highly recommend. I've read this. I'll be reading it again, but it's just such a good process to go through if you're looking to really segment your market and get your highly qualified leads. If you're launching a program or a course, then this is a really good method to do that, to get the right people onto your list. And really sort of communicate with those that are the right people. So he is giving this away for free. What do we got there? I want my free copy. I just want $12.99 for postage and handling. Thought there might have been an online version as well too. But in any case, even if you buy it, it's well worth the money. All right. Well, I reckon that there'd be the roundup of the online tools and apps for today.